great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Yo guys, what's up? Matt from Upslime Mining back with you for another video. Now, I'm not sure where you guys grew up or part of the world, but have you guys ever heard of the story from Chicken Little? It's a little children's book from back in the day, back in maybe the 80s even, or probably even before that, called The Sky is Falling. Now, I wanted to read this story to you guys and then reflect on it. Okay, so there was once a big farm near a vast field, and here lived a hen named Penny. She was great friends with everyone, and those who knew her gave her many names. She was a tiny hen. The other chickens in the yard would tease her for her size. They often termed her the little chicken. Well, Penny surprisingly loved this name. Her favorite thing to be called was Henny Penny. Given to her by the other fowls that lived nearby, the rhyme was perfect. It was sweet, and she liked it very much. One morning, as Henny Penny was plucking worms in the hen yard, an acorn dropped from the tree onto her head. She had no idea what had hit her. However, so she started shouting, "The sky is falling! The sky is falling!" She ran around in circles while calmed herself and then got right to waddling. She had to alert the king. She waddled and waddled and waddled until she found her excellent friend, Rooster Booster. "What's the matter, Henny Penny?" he asked. "Oh, Rooster Booster, the sky is falling! The sky is falling!" "And we must alert the king," she cried. "Oh, we must, he cried back. Henny Penny and Rooster Booster waddled and waddled until they found or saw their wonderful pal, Ducky Chucky. Now, Ducky Chucky was basking in the sun near the pond's edge when he noticed the two chickens fast approaching. "Henny Penny, Rooster Booster, hello, fine day, isn't it?" Ducky Chucky giggled and splashed into the water. "Oh, Ducky, the sky is falling, and we must alert the king," Henny Penny exclaimed. "Oh, we must, Rooster Booster chimed in. Ducky Chucky bounded from the pond and joined his friends immediately. As he shook his little webbed feet free of water, he felt the warm sun dry them quickly and wondered how the sky could fall on a warm summer's day such as this one. He looked at the concern on his friends' faces, nevertheless, and shrugged his wonders away. Henny Penny, Rooster Booster, Ducky Chucky waddled and waddled until they met up with brawny Goosey Brucey floating with ease at the other end of the pond. "Oh, Goosey Brucey," Henny Penny began. "The sky is falling, We must alert the king." "Oh, we must, Rooster Booster chimed in. Ducky Chucky looked back at the glazing sun and wondered how the sky could fall on such a warm summer's day such as this one. Goosey Brucey wanted to protect his fellow friends, and he wanted to join them on the journey to the nearby place. But he had questioned about the sky above. "Henny Penny," he started, "how do you know the sky is falling?" "Well, it fell right on my head," she answered. Goosey Boosie puffed his chest feathers instantly and moved right along, shrugging his question away. Henny Penny, Rooster Booster, Ducky Chucky, and Goosey Brucey waddled and waddled and waddled until they came to the farm. They noticed the eccentric Turkey Perky pecking on the other side. "Oh, pesky Turkey Perky. The sky is falling, We must alert the king," Henny Penny squealed. "Oh, we must, Rooster Booster chimed in. Again, Ducky Chucky, now hot as ever and missing his pond, wondered how the sky could fall on such a warm summer's day such as this one. Goosey Brucey asked aloud, "How do we know the sky is falling?" "It fell right on my head, I say," Henny Penny shouted in desperation. Now Turkey Perky stopped pecking and turned to the group. "Rooster Booster, did you see the sky fall?" "No, I did not," the rooster replied quietly. "And Ducky Chucky, you look strained. How are you feeling?" Turkey Perky asked. "Well, I am concerned. I'm hot, and I wonder how the sky could be falling on such a beautiful day," he replied. And Goosey Brucey, Turkey Perky turned to the burly bird. You do not see any sky falling, do you?" "No, I do not," the goose responded. "Ha ha, well then I will come to you in your merry way, but we've all got some doubts, Penny," the turkey said with glee. He was interested to see where this adventure would go. Henny Penny, Rooster Booster, Ducky Chucky, Goosey Brucey, and Turkey Perky waddled and waddled and waddled until they could see the palace just beyond the farmer's field. As they waddled over the last hill of the vast field, they saw a flash of reddish brown before them. It was Mr. Fox. None of the foul friends had met this sly creature before, but he had heard rumors of the trickery and appetite of his trickery and appetite. Henny Penny and Rooster Brewster were oblivious, though, and desperate to keep moving. Ducky Chucky suddenly shivered, forgetting the day's heat, while Goosey Brewster's chest became even puffier. Turkey Perky just stopped and smiled. Hello, 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 cooed the fox. Oh, Mr. Fox, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. We must alert the king. Henny Penny shouted. Oh, we must, Rooster Brewster chimed in, but the other birds stayed silent. Ah, yes, the sky is falling, and I know where the king is, replied a delighted Mr. Fox. He licked his lips, gestured the birds to follow him past a large tree and over the hill. Henny Penny, Rooster Brewster began to waddle and waddle and waddle in the direction of Mr. Fox. Turkey Perky whispered something to Ducky Chucky and Goosey Brucey, and then the three waddled closely behind the rest. As Mr. Fox led Henny Penny and Rooster Brewster into a hole in the hill just under the tree, Ducky Chucky bounced into action. There were a small patch of water beside the opening, and Ducky Chucky giggled with delight as he splashed his feet loudly. Rooster Brewster and Mr. Fox emerged from the hole, suddenly distracted by all the quacking and splashing. Goosey Brucey looked at Turkey Perky, who gave him the signal, and stood right under the tree over the hole. The goose puffed his chest out as loud as he could, mustered and bumped the trunk, causing the tree to shake. Several acorns fell, covering the hole and hitting Mr. Fox, knocking him out cold. Turkey Perky pecked and pecked and pecked up the acorns until there were just enough room for the tiny hen to escape out of the hole. Chicken Little, indeed, by now she had seen the acorns collapse and knew that what had fallen on her head earlier. Henny Penny, Rooster Brewster, Ducky Chucky, Goosey Brucey, and Turkey Perky waddled and waddled and waddled back home to safety. Henny Penny hugged her foul friends and kissed Turkey Perky on the cheek, grateful that the fox had not eaten them and that the world was not ending. Instead, they all lived happily ever after. Okay, so why did I just read you a children's story? And that was very long. I don't remember children's books being that long. But the moral of the story that I see here is that with the Ethereum merge coming up at some point in the future, we now think it's around 6 months out from now, profitability will tank, difficulty will skyrocket, and we must sell our GPUs. We must sell our GPUs, not buy any more GPUs, because the sky's falling. Now, I'm not the wisest person in the world when it comes to mining. I'm relatively new to it, but I have been through a lot of experiences in my life where the sky did seem like it was falling, and simply holding the fort was the right decision in the end. Now, I'm not offering any financial advice. Let me add that disclaimer here. You do what you want based off your best knowledge. I take no accountability for anyone's purchasing decisions. If you buy GPUs, that's your decision. If you decide to continue mining or not mining, I don't care. But I come from, a history where I've felt or kind of experienced a lot of misfortune in my life, okay, where simply holding out probably could have been the better choice. And why am I saying that? Well, so why am I saying that? So here's what I'm thinking. So I've been involved in a lot of different hobbies in my life, okay? So with regard to GPU mining, this is single-handedly the one hobby or interest that's actually returned more money already, even in just 6 months, than any other hobby. And I've involved myself in a lot of expensive hobbies. And I have friends who are involved in a lot of expensive hobbies. For example, I got friends that are into racing cars. And this buddy of mine just spent $250,000 on a race car. And do you ever think he's going to ever return any amount of money back from that vehicle? Are any of you guys into modifying cars, working on custom cars? I've been into modifying, souping up, performance vehicles for years. Turbocharging cars, racing seats, body kits, ever since I was essentially a teenager. Not once has a single body kit, a turbocharger, racing seat, straps, anything, exhaust system ever returned money back to me. In fact, I always lost money every single time. There was actually no potential for making money. So yes, we can all argue all day long that GPU mining is all about trying to make as much money as you can. But if you enjoy it, that also makes it part of the journey as well. It makes it somewhat interesting and worth it, even if you don't come out on top. Because there's a lot of other hobbies where you could literally dump your money in and not receive back a single cent. In fact, most of you who've purchased a brand new car will attest that as soon as you drive the thing off the lot, you lose, what is it, 10% of the vehicle's value or more. And in the course of the ownership of that car, that thing will literally depreciate down to nothing. I've seen some is SUVs and vehicles that cost 50, 60 grand, losing literally 95% of their value by the time it's on the used market, and you literally can't even get $4,000 or $5,000 for it. Now that's a bad investment. Buying a GPU and making back 50% of it, and then hitting a wall where the sky's falling. Essentially, that's the merge. So the sky's falling is equal to the merge, in this euphemism in this story. It doesn't mean that your GPUs are done. It doesn't mean that they're absolutely done. For one thing, you have inherent value left on them. Okay, so say you mine half the value of that GPU by the time the merge happens, whenever the hell that happens, and you owe money on it still. You go out and sell it. Let's say you're short $100. Okay, short $100. But you don't think that some point in the future, another coin is going to rise where you can mine it and make some levels of profitability on it, even if it's very slow. What if it was What if it was your whole farm was making only, $10 a day, and you got like gigahashes worth? You don't think if you mine for a year and multiple years, you're going to make the money back even at low profitability? And then also on top of that, you don't think these coins are going to go up in value at some point? You think Ethereum and Bitcoin is it? That's the end of the line for cryptocurrencies? I think, looking back at the historical trends of any sort of technology, it would be absurd to think that that is where it ends for cryptocurrency, because there's going to be other coins. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm 90% sure. No, I'm 95% sure. Maybe there's some knowledge that I don't know. Maybe I'm not experienced enough. But what I can say is that there's going to come a time where another coin will rise, and you just need to be patient. So I would say if your electricity cost is so bloody high and running your rigs is just pointless, then maybe it makes sense to turn them off. But it doesn't make sense to sell them. Maybe it's better to hold on to them, slowly monitor the market, vividly monitor the market, wait for a coin to rise back up, and then turn them back on again. And in the time that you would have been spending the money on electricity, why don't you take that money and maybe buy those coins, open up, an account on a crypto exchange. Most of you guys should have that. If you're crypto mining, obviously you do, and just buy the coins. You'd be spending that money anyways, right? Okay, so take the money, buy the coins. But there's going to become a time when your GPUs will be useful again. In what universe do you think that GPU mining is completely dead? In fact, mining still exists today for Bitcoin, exclusively on ASICs, but all of these coins, for the most part, from my knowledge, started out mining on just general hardware like a GPU. So you don't think Flux is gonna, become something at some point? Possibly Ravencoin or Ethereum Classic. If you take a stance where you simply stand there and be like, oh, well, GPU mining is dead, that's basically like being Chicken Little, but never actually learning that what fell on your head was simply an acorn. Maybe it'll take you years to realize that it was an acorn. Perhaps GPU mining does die off for maybe 6 months to a year. You sold off all your GPUs, you got rid of everything, right? Because you panicked. Whereas other people were buying GPUs for, maybe not the best prices. And I know I've received some comments where my purchase prices were not good. Of course not. But dudes, I'm coming from the world where, like, I have friends investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in race cars, and they'll never receive that money back. They just wanted it because they wanted it. Now, I understand everyone's financial position is different, and if you don't have the money to spend on something, maybe you shouldn't be spending it. That's just my opinion on it. And if you're you're just so tight on margins that you can't fathom even losing, a little bit of money just for the journey and enjoying it and for the long-term potential, then maybe you shouldn't be mining. Maybe you should do something more safe, like take your money and, put it into an RSP, right? Or just, waste it like 90% of other people do, right? Most people don't have any savings. Or go buy a brand new car. Go ahead, go buy a brand new Cadillac, you know, for 80 grand, and then make it and then sell it for $7,000 only if you know 5 or 6 years later, or maybe 10 years later. It's like you've lost all the money. You've enjoyed driving it, right? So how is it much different here, right? Like nothing in life is guaranteed. If everything in life was guaranteed, then my ex-wife wouldn't be my ex-wife. You know, my marriage would have worked out as an example, right? If everything in life was a guarantee, I'd be a millionaire from my startup, right? But you know, it's not. It doesn't work that way, right? Everything there's a risk in life, and I'm just seeing this trend where there's a lot of people that just are going around doomsaying everything, almost like, oh, the end is near. Do you really think the end is near? We have terahashes of computing power, which is a super valuable resource. It just needs the right project. And you'd be foolish. I'd be foolish to sit here and think, oh, there's never going to be another project that comes up. And if you can't just be patient, hold on to those GPUs. Maybe you shouldn't have bought them because you can afford them. I mean, I mean, this little sounds like a little bit of a tough love, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that just want to, just doomsay, be doomsayers. And I mean, it's possible. I'm saying it's possible GPU could be dying up, but you don't think at some point it's going to come back, and you don't think that's going to be within a reasonable time frame, within 5 years. Okay, and if you bought all these GPUs and you need to have your ROI like instantly, you know what the average ROI on a business is in North America? Let's look it up. I probably would depend on industry, but let's look up an ROI time for most other businesses for a second. Let's get some perspective here over what we're talking about here. So we're gonna go here. We're just gonna hold on, guys. Oh, there's DJ Mines. DJ Mines. Okay, he's always making an appearance in my videos. Okay, average ROI time business. Okay, all right. Let's look up this, guys. All right, so, all right, you guys want to talk business, you want to talk ROI. Okay, redefine ROI is then when you start making money back traditionally, right? Not break even. I understand that, but let's see right here. If you can get past the first year hurdle, so if you can just make it, afford your electricity, entrepreneur indicates that you can reasonably expect a return on your overall investment in 3 to 5 years. 5 years, guys, 5 years. So if I go and open a McDonald's up, spend millions of dollars on a McDonald's, on the property and the building and the franchise fees, and I'm paying employees, I have expenses, and I'm still in the hole at year 4 or year 5, and I only start to make my first dollar back on year 5. Is that a bad investment? And second to that, do you really think it's going to take 5 years for the GPU market, mining market to come back, for another coin to come back? Guys, yeah, I think most people are out of touch here. I mean, I have a business in software development, but I mean, chime in below about your those of you guys who have businesses. Maybe you opened up a cafe, a Starbucks, a restaurant. Maybe you went bust. Maybe you're still chugging along. Maybe you're just breaking even. But I mean, it depends totally on the industry, of course. Yes, but let's look at averages here. 3 to 5 years. Someone's got to come in the chat below and be like, oh, well, I broke even in 6 months, in a year. Sure, good, great for you. It's awesome. But what's the averages here across the board? Okay, so businesses aren't instantly profitable, and people are talking, oh, I want my GPU ROI in 6 months, 6 months. You got to think of this as a business, man. Like, guys, you got to think of this as a business. You think large factories are going around, okay, trying to buy used shit off of Kijiji and Facebook to save, like $1,000 here and there, which is like pennies to companies, right? You think they're going around peddling to find the cheapest deal just to save a few extra bucks here? No, they want to get their operations up and going. They find the best reasonable deal from maybe a wholesaler or a supplier or a manufacturer, and they buy and they get going. And in 3 to 5 years, might be even longer, they ROI and they make money back. Now, maybe I'm just being a little bit overly optimistic here, but I spent enough of my life being a pessimist, and it never serves anyone being a pessimist, because you just spread negativity, you make other people feel shitty about their decisions, and in the end, this is all personal decisions, right? But like, if you're risk averse, go buy some RSPs, right? If you're risk averse, don't spend your money on anything that like this, right? If you don't enjoy mining, don't spend any money on this. Personally, I like the mining hardware. I like working with this stuff. I see this stuff. I think it's so cool. I'd put this stuff on display if I can, right? I think it's so cool. I love technology. I love messing around with it. I love having this stuff. It's like a cool possession. No different than a fancy car was, right? Years ago, I'd spend thousands of dollars on a body kit. Do you know what a body kit costs? Okay, guys, let's look this up real quickly. I got a 370Z. 370Z. It's completely decked out. I'll do another video of it. Okay. Here's Fly One Motorsports. Okay, I got carbon fiber body kits, everything on this thing. Okay, so let's look at the Z. All to you Z folks out there that are into 370s and Nissans. Just a shout out to you guys. So these fenders. Okay, I got these fenders, right? Okay, $920 US dollars. Okay, delivered. If you get carbon fiber, which is carbon fiber, $1225. Okay, so now if I go try to sell these things, do you think I'll get any more? You know, maybe like 75 to half of this money back? And you think this being on my car will make money? Like, you think this is going to be like making $1 a day? No, nothing. No. Okay, so I'm coming from a world where I've spent easily 100 grand on a car. I have friends that spent 200 grand on GTRs, turbo upgrades, full engine rebuilds, and they don't see that money back, but they enjoy it. Maybe you need to start either enjoying mining a little bit more, and maybe thinking long term like a business would. Okay, this isn't like a fly by overnight operation. That's why I feel everyone who gets into this thinking they want to get in and out quick, and they're just going to make a quick buck, fly by night overnight, and just run off into the sunset. You're going to lose no matter what. With that mentality, you're going to lose at anything in life. It took me 20 years to make what I'm making doing software development. Entry level, would make significantly less. When I started out after university, it took me 20 years to get to this point. Like anything in life, it takes time to build up value, to build up worth, to get return on your investment, right, guys? So if I hear another person scream around about like Ethereum merge is coming, the sky is falling, you're all stupid for spending this much money on a GPU, I say you guys need to think long term, because that's like saying it's stupid to spend $1 million on an ice cream machine, where in 5 years it'll make $1 million, and then every year after that it'll make an extra $500,000 or whatever, a couple $100,000, $200,000. So between years 5 and 6, you're making 200 grand profit, even if it took you 5 years to get there. Maybe some new flavors of ice cream came out, like the coins, right? Maybe butterscotch ripple, maybe strawberry daiquiri, maybe blue cotton candy. All these different flavors come in, and you get to make these different flavors of ice cream in this ice cream machine, right? And it took you 5 years. You're losing some money, but you're going down, you're up, you're down, you're up 1 month. But it's like a staggered growth over time. And then on year 5, you finally hit a break-even point. Okay, and then you've made all these different types of ice cream, and finally this new ice cream hits, pralines and cream or whatever, butterscotch ripple or something comes out, and it's a freaking hit, man. This ice cream is a freaking hit, and all of a sudden everyone's buying this ice cream like crazy. You're making 300, 400 grand a year on this ice cream machine, but but all anyone could ever focus on is spending $1 million on that ice cream machine 5 years ago, and not putting enough time in. Anyways, guys, that's all I have to say. I hope it didn't sound like a rant. I tried to articulate it as best I could. So, guys, moral of the story, sky's not falling. There's going to be coins. It might take some time. Have some effing patience. Like, patience. Okay? Patience. For you guys who are younger out there, have some patience. I'm older. I'm almost 40 years old. Have patience. Anything in life takes time. Okay? It's possible everything can go bust, if GPU mining dies, but there's no risks. Life is full of risks. There's no guarantee I don't walk outside right now and get hit by a car. There's no guarantee that a meteor won't just smash through the roof right now and kill me in this spot right now. There's no chance of risk. But the guarantee is everyone will die. We're all gonna die at some point. So really, just do the best that you can, and just try to think reasonably. Try to think long term, and stop saying the sky's falling. The sky is not falling. The only time the sky falls if there's a nuclear bomb and everything just freaking gets wiped the hell out and we're all dead. Maybe that's the sky's falling, but then we're all dead. We don't care anymore, right? Okay, guys, hopefully that helped you. A little bit of perspective, maybe make you guys feel a little better if you spent more on GPUs. But listen, the sky's not falling. Everything is going to be fine if you just wait and be patient. Okay, that's my 2 cents on the matter. If you like the video, go ahead, comment below. If you agree, you don't agree, also comment below. Like and subscribe. Smash the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.